So excellent a king that was to this, Hyperion to a satyr, so loving to my mother, that he might not beteem the winds of heaven, visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth must I remember? Why, she would hang on him, as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on. And yet within a month, let me not think on it. Frailty, thy name is woman. Alright. What was that from?
I don't know.
Noob. Do you know at least who wrote it?
Nope.
It was William Shakespeare, and it was from the play Hamlet.
Oh. I haven't read the play forever.
And I really wish there was an easier way to set up the recording of this, because looking at it now, I think you're going to be noticing a little distortion on the right part of your screen. I mean, you're not, Phoenix. I'm talking to the people at home. I'm sorry, it's really hard to set up the exact screen resolution to record. Of course, there have been little lines across the screen in, all of them. But then again, you really shouldn't be looking at the screen since it's a text game. I mean, you might read the text, but then again, I'm reading it all out loud, so this is more of an audio drama than anything. Anyway, welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Alter Ego Female. Alright. Yeah, we'll just put a C on the end of your name, because, that's how hardcore I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn you up a little bit. And you're 35, it looks like, when we last left off. And here we are. So, since it's been so long, I really don't remember anything about the previous game, so let's look at your stats. Let's see, you're creative. It's your occupation. 35 years old. You're engaged to Rick. Alright. Stats are all pretty good. Got a bit of money. So, yeah. What's going on? So, let's see, you're 35. You want to actually get married to Rick?
Yeah.
It might be a fair idea. Alright, let's get married to Rick. Alright, we're going to plan and have a wedding. Marriage is a serious commitment, one that should last a lifetime, even though it never actually will. Are you sure you can handle it? Oh, sorry. Real cynicism got involved there. Especially Grim, since you're going to be a bridesmaid in a little bit. Sorry about that. My rampant pessimism got the better of me there. So, yeah, sure. Whatever. Do the two of you want a large or a small wedding?
Small.
Small? A small
Yeah.
wedding?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, as long as you two have agreed on it, what kind of honeymoon would you like to have? Extravagant, nice, romantic, not necessarily too fancy, or quiet and simple?
Romantic?
Alright. Sounds nice. What kind of area do the two of you eventually want to live in? In the city, in the suburbs, or in the country?
Suburbs?
The suburbs? It's tough to find a decent place to live these days, you know. I don't know why he was scolding you there. You shouldn't live anywhere.
How dare you live in the suburbs? What?
Anyway, now that you have thought about some of the major preparations, the weeks fly by until your wedding date. The time that passes is crucial and can determine the future success of your entire marriage. Everyone has his or her share of problems during this time. Unfortunately, this includes you too. Approximately 1 week before the wedding, the following happens. An old girlfriend throws herself all over Rick and begs him to run off with her. He feels he should meet her for a drink just to settle things with her once and for all. I've tried that line before. Doesn't work. Does this make you change your mind about the wedding? Yes or no?
No.
Doesn't make you change your mind. Good. Because you need to get married eventually. Stein Eric was already well married by this point. I think he had kids, so... You're gonna need to really jump on that kids thing, actually. You're 35. Anyway, your wedding day seems to be going along perfectly. It will surely be a memorable occasion. Unfortunately, the best man has a fight with his girlfriend and arrives 2 hours late with a black eye. Holy cow, his girlfriend gave him a black eye? Nasty. Alright. Your wedding night arrives. The two of you climb into bed in anticipation of a night of unbridled passion. I'm just gonna let that stand. The exhaustion brought on by the day's event seems to have taken its toll on Rick. Even though you have dressed in your sexiest lingerie... Focus. Your new... anyway, your new husband can't respond with the kind of passion you imagine. There would be...
Rick is such a loser.
Oh, man. There's almost too much to make fun of here. Oh. Although it is a bit awkward, as these things so often are, the two of you decide that you will have lots of time to practice. Well, I don't think the two of you need to practice. You know, I don't know, maybe, I think there are treatments you can take for that now, or, I don't know. I haven't looked it up since I don't have that problem, but, you know, I mean, hey, I've heard. Anyway, the next morning, the two of you get ready to leave for your honeymoon. How will you be traveling to your honeymoon spot? By plane, by car, by boat, or by train?
By plane.
Alright. Tour the world in a heavy metal band. The plane runs out of gas. You can never land. The trip to your honeymoon hideaway is a safe... Didn't you ever listen to They Might Be Giants?
No.
It's from Shoehorn with Teeth. Anyway, the trip to your honeymoon hideaway is a safe and pleasurable one. The honeymoon, it's safe. That's the most important thing. Your honeymoon is peaceful and relaxing. Any problems you might have experienced on your wedding night are washed away by the peacefulness of your surroundings. This is the start of a lifetime that will be filled with many emotions. There is love, of course. Yeah, not coming from Rick. But that will have to be tempered with tolerance of Rick's impotence. After all, loving someone who loves you in return is easy. Being married is not. Oh. Tolerating him when he is moody and irritable and impotent is difficult, and may mean the difference between staying together or being impotent, or falling apart. Admiration will sometimes be offset by impotence. Desire for companionship will sometimes be replaced by impotence. This kind of talk may seem premature, much like Rick's ejaculations, at this stage of your marriage. But within the next 2 years, things will start to become very difficult. The newness of the marriage will wear off, and you will start coming to grips with the fact that your partner is impotent. Oh, is not as perfect as you would really like. This is not a bad thing. Many people can deal with impotence and still have fulfilling marriages. But it is a reality. Your ability to adjust to your partner's impotence, and vice versa, will ultimately determine the success of your marriage. Good luck. Please check your resources file to see how the wedding gifts have affected your status. So let's see, you had like 40,000 beforehand. The wedding gifts took like $10,000 from you.
What?
I don't know. When you get married, and frankly, you just got married, so all of his resources added to yours, plus the wedding gifts, and you still lost money. How much debt did Rick pile up?
That douchebag.
No wonder he married you. Anyway, I'm actually probably going to stop the video right now, and then edit in another shorter video, because there are a couple problems going on right now.
Okay.
You don't know what they are, but believe me, Phoenix doesn't know, you folks at home don't know. There's a big problem coming. So I'm going to stop the video and edit in a new part. I'll see you in a couple seconds. Except for Phoenix will not stop saying. But anyway, see ya. Alright folks, we're back. I think I've got the screen positioned somewhat better this time. And there should be less static on my microphone, because my microphone sucks, and I always have to play with it in order to get non-staticky, and I forgot to do that before. And so audio quality should be a little bit better now. And We're actually being timed this time, so, you know, it won't go way over. Alright, folks. Let's get a move on. So you want to have kids?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, I need to re-click the screen. That was kind of just an odd question to throw in there, but, you know. Alright, so you're going to try to have a child. You can't really name your child yet. Haven't had one. So, we're going to try and have a child.
Okay.
Would you like to try and have a baby with your husband, or try and have a baby with a stranger? Okay, that's not actually an option. But you could adopt a child.
With my husband.
Okay. Congratulations! The rabbit is dead.
What?
I don't know what that means! That was in Steinerichs too! I don't know what that means!
Okay.
You are officially pregnant, as opposed to unofficially pregnant. Over the course of the next 7 months, you experience stressful cramps, water retention, and nausea. So it's just another day at the office for you, right? It is difficult. It is difficult pregnancy for both you and your husband. Now that you are... He ate some Hot Pockets. It is far more difficult for your husband. Man. And his is gonna go on well longer than 7 months.
Oh, Lord.
Now that you are well along the way, please choose the method of childbirth you think is best. You can have natural childbirth, special classroom training required, hypnosis, which is stupid, or anesthesia.
What was the last one?
Anesthesia.
Oh. Anesthesia.
Why would, you know, maybe I don't understand women. Why would you ever try completely natural childbirth? Why?
Some do, and it's insanity.
I know! I just... that does not sound like fun. It's like you wouldn't go into surgery and go, no, I don't want to be drugged at all. I want to just man it out, you know? They don't let you do that. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, when you got ribs sticking out, they're gonna put you under before they put them back in. You're not gonna... No, I'm just gonna tough it out. Anyway, moving on. Some people are a bit timid about more natural forms of childbirth. This procedure is slightly more risky. Not really. Maybe in the 80s. I don't know. The birth goes along smoothly, with absolutely no complications. The event itself is awe-inspiring. Not really. I think you're confusing awe-inspiring with kinda gross. It's an easy thing to mix up. I mean, don't be offended, but... There is a small amount of discomfort. Go figure. But your husband and the doctors make a fine cheerleading squad. Not gonna touch that. Anyway, that's what she said. I'm being prepared to see...
That's an odd, yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. As you prepare to see your child emerge, you fantasize about the events to come. Teething, talking, school plays, dancing lessons, softball games, college, grandchildren. It is overwhelming. Suddenly, a shrill cry cuts through the silence of the delivery room.
I have another silence, but okay.
Yeah, right, whatever. Anyway, it's baby crying, and then it's like, oh my gosh, a baby. Oh, see, it's funny because it's typed out, but it's like you're nervous. It's, oh yes, it's, oh my gosh, a baby. Oh yes, that's hilarious. Anyway, you eagerly, there we go. I was like, eagerly, I don't know what I was saying. You eagerly await reports of the first. Quick inventory: 2 fingers, 10 toes, 2 eyes, a crinkling nose, and 2 penises.
Okay.
That one was an obligation, because I already made that joke. Maybe this version came first. I don't know. Actually, I think the other one came first. It's funny, Because most people only have one penis, or none. 2 is very rare. Oh yes, one more thing. That part in the middle. Let's have a look. This is where we get to find out if you got a boy or a girl. Congratulations, Mom and Dad. You are now the proud parents of a bouncing baby girl. So Eric had a girl too. Go figure. Over the course of the next 2 days, you try to recuperate from the experience. The next few days pass without a problem for the baby. For some strange reason, however, you go into severe postpartum depression. Fortunately, your husband is kind and understanding, and impotent. You soon get over it.
He's all of a sudden kind and understanding.
He has to be to make up for the fact that he's impotent. Impotent people are always more kind and understanding. I'm just making stuff up now. So, yeah. Anyway, so do you want to have an experience with your husband, have an experience with your child, or just plow on through the game?
Experience with the child.
Alright. Screw your husband, right? So, oh, we should probably name it. You know, just throwing that out there. What would you like to name your little girl? Lori, Courtney, Cox, Allison, Kathy, Teresa, Linda, Mary, Sherry, Annie, or Jennifer? I figure you'll probably want to go for Jennifer, but, you know. Or is that the wrong one? See, I can't remember. Is Jennifer the main character in Haunting Ground or Rule of Rose?
Rule of Rose.
Oh, see, I can never tell the two apart because they're kind of the same game. Well,
kind of.
Very similar. You know, teenage girl running around, unable to really fight that well, and relying on a dog companion.
Jennifer doesn't have a panic mode.
I suppose. But still, very similar with the whole dog thing and the... Yeah.
Yeah. But Brown is more intelligent and does what you tell him to.
Mm.
Without having to train him.
I see. Anyway. So I figure you'll want to go for Jennifer, right? I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
See, now it connects to the Rule of Rose Let's Play. See, it all comes together. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
There is no Alice in here, otherwise I would end up having to pick that one, because, you know, Phantasy Star and all that. Except they would have to spell it with an S. Which is how I always spell Alice. So, you now have a baby named Jennifer. So let's go have an experience with Jennifer. You are watching Jennifer sleep peacefully in the crib. Suddenly, Jennifer's mouth opens in a perfect O shape. Wow! I don't care. Hands clenched in tight little fists, the baby awakens and focuses intently on your face. You can just stand there and smile at the baby, or pick the baby up.
Pick the baby up.
You drop it, and it dies. Oh. The baby makes a cooing noise, followed by a few short grunts. Soon you smell the pungent odor of you-know-what. It would be funny if this were more like Dungeons & Dragons, and you had to, you know, make a roll, and you could just botch it and drop the baby and kill it. But, you know. I'm just throwing that out there. You can call someone else to change the baby, or change the baby.
Change the baby.
You're not going to call someone else?
No,
That's...
I'm perfectly competent enough to do it myself.
I won't go that far. Anyway, that's the spirit. Only a coward would hand over the dirty work to someone else. I would. I don't like to get dirty. Maybe it's just a clean person that would hand the dirty work over to someone else. Didn't they ever think about that? Anyway. It's time to give the baby a bath. How do you feel? Calm / relaxed, or anxious / terrified of the bath?
Calm.
Water in a giant tub. That's terrifying. You accidentally drop the baby and it drowns. Oh. You are a calm and relaxed person in general. You keep the baby's attention on you as you support it in the warm water. A warm water bath is not something the babies are all that unfamiliar with. What? Are they talking about what I think they are?
I think so.
You know, your reactions are likely to influence the child more than anything else. Okay? You! That's... This game is disgusting, you know that? Oh, there are no more family experiences. So do you want to push on through the game, or do you want to have an experience with Rick?
I guess I'll give him some time.
Oh no! I've been Rickrolled!
Okay.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you know. Anyway, you can become engaged, plan, have a wedding. I don't think Rick would approve of this. Get a divorce, or have an experience. A sensual experience. The family budget... The family budget is getting very tight. Anyway, and looks like you are going to have to provide some help paying the bills. Oh, God forbid you help paying the bills, Phoenix. Ugh, you disgust me. You have a reserve of...
that I already was, considering after marrying him and his money becoming combined with mine, plus the gifts we got, we still ended up losing $10,000. Apparently that wasn't my fault.
You have a reserve of cash that you could afford to part with, but handing it over for bills would mean giving up something special that you have been carefully saving for. Okay? What? We buy stuff. Like, you can't buy stuff in this game, but we decide it. Man up. Alright, so you can give up your money or refuse to give up your money.
Give up the money.
Alright. You are a gentle and understanding person.
Okay.
I don't know, I just thought...
It's weirder and weirder.
I thought you could use a pick-me-up, Phoenix. You are a gentle and understanding person. Rick realizes this. You can give him the money and not... You can give him the money and not resent him for it. That's fantastic. Alright. Rick has just telephoned you to say that he will be late for dinner tonight because he is stopping off to have a few drinks with some friends. You have been preparing a special dinner that will suffer, but not be completely ruined if it gets cold. But you should be more upset by the fact that Rick's friends are all prostitutes. You can tell him about the dinner, tell him to have a good time, or get angry and tell him to come right home. Grr.
Tell him to have a good time.
Have a good time. That's very nice of you. He comes home, sits down, eats the meal, and nods off to sleep early. Again. Does this make you feel angry enough to talk to Rick about it? Yes or no?
No.
You have bottled up your feelings. Oh, no. It is likely that by not expressing your anger, you will resent him for what he has done. Oh, I was right! I'm in tune with this game! That's scary!
This is dumb.
Alright. You're bottling up your feelings, Phoenix. That's not good. Alright. Let's have an experience. Rick has just given you a hideous-looking sweater as a present. He knows you would just love to wear it tonight when you go out with friends you haven't seen in a very long time. So I hope there's a option here to shove an ice pick into Rick's face. Oh, no, there's not, unfortunately. You can wear the sweater, make an excuse / exchange the sweater, or say, I'm sorry, darling, it's just not my style.
Wear the sweater. He's only a man. He don't know no better.
Oh, I know that sweaters are bad news. I know this. Man, I remember when I was in Da Nang, a couple of sweaters came up over the ridge. A lot of boys didn't make it out of that one.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I'm having Vietnam flashbacks. What's weird about that? Anyway, what a trooper. The first thing one of your friends says when she sees you is, "My, what an interesting sweater. I didn't know that was the style these days." You can give her a dirty look. You can kick her in the vagina. Tell her it was a present from your husband. Or change the subject by concentrating on one of her physical characteristics.
Tell her it was a gift from my husband.
Good. I'm glad you didn't say kick her in the vagina, because that wasn't a real, option. But it should be.
Yeah.
My, Rick certainly has an eye for fashion. Yeah, he doesn't. Rick sucks. Hate him. Anyway, that's it for this part, folks. It might be a little short, might be a little long. I don't know. I'm adding 2 parts together. Well, anyway, so we will be back in the next part. I'm doing hand motions you can't see. See you later, folks. Kiss, kiss.
Bye-bye.
Alright, we're going to plan and have a wedding. Marriage is a serious commitment, one that should last a lifetime, even though it never actually will. Are you sure you can handle... Oh, sorry. Real cynicism got involved there. Especially Grim, since you're going to be a bridesmaid in a little bit. Sorry about that. My rampant pessimism got the better of me there. So, yeah, sure. Whatever. Do the two of you want a large or a small wedding? Are. So, since it's been so long, I really don't remember anything about the previous game, so let's look at your stats. See, you're creative. It's your occupation. 35 years old. You're engaged to Rick. Alright. Stats are all pretty good. Got a bit of money. So, yeah. What's going on? So, let's see, you're 35. You want to actually get married to Rick?
Yeah.
It might be a fair idea. Alright, let's get married to Rick. So excellent a king that was to this, Hyperion to a satyr, so loving to my mother, that he might not beteem the winds of heaven, visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth must I remember? Why, she would hang on him, as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on. And yet within a month, let me not think on it. Frailty, thy name is woman. Alright. What was that from?
I don't know.
Noob. Do you know at least who wrote it?
Nope.
It was William Shakespeare, and it was from the play Hamlet.
Oh. I haven't read the play forever.
And I really wish there was an easier way to set up the recording of this, because looking at it now, I think you're going to be noticing a little distortion on the right part of your screen. I mean, you're not, Phoenix. I'm talking to the people at home. I'm sorry, it's really hard to set up the exact screen resolution to record. Of course, there have been little lines across the screen in, all of them. But then again, you really shouldn't be looking at the screen since it's a text game. I mean, you might read the text, but then again, I'm reading it all out loud, so this is more of an audio drama than anything. Anyway, welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Alter Ego Female. Alright. Yeah, we'll just put a C on the end of your name, because, that's how hardcore I am.
Okay.
I'm going to turn you up a little bit. And you're 35, it looks like, when we last left off. And here we are.